Oh, welcome back!
Rhythm. All right.
Welcome back to another episode of Team Psycosmos. We're blasting through these principles of Hermeticism. So next up on our list, we have the principle of rhythm. Stick around. And we're back! Well, rhythm, I mean, you could give it the name cycles too, because that would also be really good. I mean,
yes.
The idea is that basically everything in the universe is a sequence of cycles. Everything happens in a rhythmic way. It's a general swinging of a pendulum back and forth. So there's transitory periods, and we use the two poles to give us a sense of the entire spectrum in between those two poles with the pendulum swing.
Yes.
And there's tons of different things in the universe that you can point to as evidence of how important rhythms are. In people, you have your internal circadian rhythm, and if that gets messed up, you can have sleep disturbances.
The sacred secretion, as we've discussed on this channel, is also a
cycle.
It's a cycle.
It goes through a rhythm. Everything has a give and take, a push and a pull, like the ocean's waves. It's always constantly going up and then back in, and that you can actually track these rhythms into such a degree with such precision that thousands of years later, Saturn is still doing its thing, Mars is still doing its thing.
Yep.
We're still turning on our pole, and people thousands of years ago were able to figure out that these rhythms are very, very stable, and you can count on them to a surprisingly high degree, considering how crazy our transient experience on this planet is.
Yeah. Yeah, and rhythm is, like you said, it's very transcendental and it's self-reflective. I mean, you have 7 notes. Most people consider it an octave, but the note C repeats itself, creating a rhythm or a circuit.
Starting of the new cycle.
Right. Vibrational colors work in that way. There's also 7, which is another coincidence in and of itself. 7 days of the week, consistent cycle. 12 months of the year, consistent cycle. Basically, time and matter work in a cycle that is endless. And a lot of people call this God, they call it energy, whatever you want to call it. Everything that exists is within a rhythm. It's within a cycle. And in order to maintain what we have, it has to be a cycle.
Even your breathing, how cyclical breathing is, one of the best, most immediate examples that you can feel and experience. It's your breathing.
And it's a duality. You breathe in, you breathe out.
And it's like, again, it goes back to the whole thing with the polarity, where no one would say that it would be a good thing to never breathe in, because of course you need some oxygen in your lungs, but you can't just keep it in there the entire time. At some point you have to breathe out.
And as well as eating, you have to eat and then you have to excrete. It's the same thing. You have to drink and you have to excrete.
Constantly, from the day you're born.
Yep.
Everything is going through its cyclical rhythms.
Yep. I guess you could explain rhythms with karma as well. Karma, as they say, always comes back around to you. Energy does work in that fashion. So if you live a very positive life and you move forward in a positive way and you make positive decisions, they will come back to you. It can also be said if you're deciding to make negative choices and negative decisions as well, they will come back to you. It is that kind of rhythm, and it does catch up to you eventually down the line, and it's true.
Even as something as simple as the seasons, even sound waves, if you actually draw out a sound wave, it's literally just a series of up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yep.
Over and over again. But in a way, and with a specific wavelength and frequency, so that you can actually differentiate between them. So the only thing that really differentiates between one sound wave and another is its frequency and its wavelength.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And overall, the most important thing to keep in mind about rhythm is, no matter how bad you think your life is right now, as long as you maintain a positive attitude to pull some of that positive energy and flip that pendulum on the other side, give it time, the rhythms will come back to you in life. And that essentially is the concept of rhythm. So with that, we close. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you comment and subscribe, like the video, ring the notification bell, stay up to date on all of our social media, check out our Patreon, and make sure you share this with friends and families and loved ones that you feel need some motivation and some positive insight in their lives. As always, here from Team Psycosmos, we love you, and thank you for watching.